it kind of attracts this crowd of misfits. Hardcourt bike polo has really only been around for a little over 10 years. It's just been spreading like crazy because it's really fun, and it attracts this real DIY attitude, especially with building up your own bike, making mallets out of PVC pipe and ski poles. Just the whole attitude behind it is something I can really get behind. The summer of 2010, we started meeting regularly at this little cul-de-sac and playing. But once the snow hit, we kind of stopped. We got into skiing and whatnot. And then in the summer of 2011, I had made my own batch of mallets and had some friends over, and they were asking what they were. And I told them they were bike polo mallets, and they were super interested. So we took them out on our regular bikes, and we're hitting the ball around. And it was Jaybird and Tasha. Jaybird's one of my friends. She now is president of the bike co-op up here off the chain. Both of them motivated me to build up an entire fleet of polo bikes, because the number one excuse I encountered was people saying that, oh, I don't have a bike to play polo on. In order to eliminate all possible excuses, I went and made 6 polo bikes through the co-op, and that was really the summer that bike polo took off. A few folks, Spencer Mitchell and John McPherson, they showed up at the beginning, and they've been hooked ever since, and we've got quite a little following now. We very rarely have less than 10 people show up to polo. Unfortunately, though, like the previous summer, once the snow hit, we stopped playing. We got into other stuff. Alaska's a really harsh environment. We had a record snowfall this past winter, but as soon as it started to get sunny out, I got a group of people together, and we went and we cleared all the ice off Ben Bokey and the hockey courts behind Ben Bokey, and it's been going really well. So a polo bike, they have to be tough and they have to be simple. You don't want a bunch of extraneous parts on it that can get broken, and the parts that do get broken, you want them to be easily replaceable. So for my fleet of polo bikes, what I did is I built up a fleet of single-speed mountain bikes with a single rear brake. That way, I noticed when people had front brakes, they would tend to grab them too hard and fall over the handlebars. So that's what I tried to do, and I matched the gear ratios on all of them, so all the wheels are interchangeable, and I have a few extra ones at home. But polo bike's a very personal thing, and although I try to keep my polo bikes working, I encourage people, once they show up and start playing, to really build their own and get a custom setup that really fits them. So the mallets are really funny. They're super simple. It's a ski pole with a 2-inch diameter PVC pipe head, and usually about 8 feet wide. It looks, basically like a hammer, and super cheap, super simple to make, and they work really well. We use PVC because it's cheap and light. So a polo game, the game goes to 6 points, and it's 2 teams of 3. And you have a goal on either side, and you have 2 cones on the in the middle on the outer edges. And the idea is you have a ball, and you just try to score it into the goal with your mallet. And there's 2 ways to hit it. You can hit it with the wide part of the mallet, and that's called a shuffle, and that's fine for passing. But in order to score a goal, you have to hit it with the narrow side of the mallet. Otherwise, it would be a shuffle and it doesn't count. While you're playing, if you put your foot down, you have to tap out on one of the 2 cones provided before you can get back into the gameplay. It sounds complicated, but all the rules kind of come together once you start playing a little bit. In the beginning, there are crashes. There's lots of crashes. We went through a lot of wheels, but it has a really steep learning curve. And once you get used to your bike and how it rides, the crashes just go down exponentially, and your bike handling skills improve a lot. Like I've used skills I've learned in polo in other types of biking, like mountain biking and just riding around town, because most of the time you're riding, you're making sharp turns, and you're braking with one hand because you have your mallet in your other hand, and it really just all kind of comes together. This will be my 3rd year of trying to get polo to Alaska. Last year was really successful. This year, I hope it'll be even better, and I'd really like to get a few teams together and go try to spread it to a couple other cities. I was thinking mainly Fairbanks, Homer, and I would really like to go to Juneau. I'd love to have a bigger representation for Alaska as far as polo goes. Just trying to get more folks on bikes. That's my ultimate goal. And if I can make that fun, it's even better.